Guys, welcome to Better Bachelor. My name is Joker, and tonight we're going to be talking about when your girlfriend says he's just a friend. Now, I did a video a little while ago about why I don't think women and men can really be just platonic friends. And yes, I did get a little bit of pushback, and yes, there are certain circumstances. I even do have some, I guess I'd call them acquaintances, maybe a couple of people that I might consider a friend. But they're also people that have been in my life a very long time. These are not, I met someone new down at the gym and all of a sudden we're friends. If you're in a relationship, that you should not be making new friends of the opposite sex. So we're going to talk about this when your girlfriend says he's not a friend. First, I have a bit of a let's do our loss for the day. And I didn't have the music muted on that. My bad. Anyway, it's a video here, and it says, me single at 31, thinking of all the great guys I stopped talking to after the first date because there was no spark. And it's basically a woman laying there, and she's got clown makeup on, or a clown filter on, looking like a clown. Yeah, we've said it. I've said it again and again and again. And it doesn't always necessarily happen at 31 for somebody. For some people, it could start at 26, others 28. Maybe you're a gal that's lucky enough you get to 35. But the thing is, the choices, the number of men that are available to you drop off precipitously. I've said this before, and I always get a little bit of pushback. But if you guys watch the Fresh and Fit video that I did over on Fresh and Fit podcast, the blonde that was sitting next to me, she was very much into me. And no, we did not hook up or anything like that, because I just do not have interest in flings like that anymore. But we had talked, and if I had asked her to go out for a cup of coffee or a drink afterwards, or I don't even know, maybe even come back and hang out at my room for a little while, I have no doubt she wouldn't have. She was, I think, 24 years old. So, if you keep yourself in good shape and you're a relatively average guy and you have certain qualities, you're good talking to people. I've said it before, that as you get older, it doesn't work against you as a man, where women it does, but they will not listen to it. And so they find out usually when it's too late. All right, on to the main article here. This is from HuffPost, and I normally don't like Huffington Post. This is from their Canada division, which closed in 2021. Wah, wah. Anyway, they say here, why we're just friends is often a lie. Now, I think the photo of it is probably the guy that's a bit of a player, but it still holds true that if somebody is all of a sudden getting new friends, or they've got guy friends or whatever, that's a no-go. Again, it depends on the relationship. You have to kind of red flag that out a little bit and see if it's legit, if it's somebody that they've known for years, or if it's somebody that's a new friend. I mean, there's so many different gray areas here that I don't want to just make a blanket statement. But many times, and I have said this before, many times men will be friends with women hoping they get the opportunity to just kind of hook up with them. And a lot of times women admit, and I've got a video from Instagram that one of my users sent in to me on Instagram, which you can follow me there on _unknown_adventure. That women a lot of times will know this, and they'll still keep the guys around, and sometimes they're not guys, and sometimes if they're mad at their boyfriend or they've had a couple of drinks too many, oopsie, he tripped and fell and it went right in, and somehow we happen to be both undressed at the same time. So let's read through the couple of articles I have. I'll show you the Instagram, and then we'll get on to our dating profile of the day. From HuffPo, why we're just friends is often a lie. The truth is, many opposite-sex friendships are sustained because of a simmering attraction between two people. If circumstances were different, they could easily be bedroom partners, and they know it. This underlying current of attraction makes talking, texting, and spending time together as just friends all the more exciting. It has a spicy edge to it. And of course, they show the guy here that's on the phone, but we know usually it's the women. I have a female acquaintance that I talk to every once in a while, and we were talking, and she said, oh, yeah, we went down to a microbrew, me and my friend Tommy. And I said, Tommy, didn't you used to date a guy named Tommy? And she said, oh, yeah, we did, but we broke up, but we stayed friends. And I'm like, oh, So you guys are just platonic friends, or do you and Tommy still occasionally hook up? She's like, no, we're just friends. I mean, yeah, we hook up occasionally, but we're just friends. And she didn't see the irony or the weirdness in responding like that. Of, oh, yeah, we're friends. I mean, well, yeah, we hook up too, but we're just friends. That's not just a friend. But in her mind, that's how she had come up with it. And that's so if you asked a girl or a girlfriend or, oh, we're just friends, I think of him like a brother. Maybe it's like an Alabama brother. And for you, those of you in Alabama, I mean, you know the jokes. Where a little incest is best. Maybe they're not legitimately just that way, but she's going to tell you that because she doesn't want you becoming jealous or give her the ultimatum of not being friends with a guy. And she wants to keep him around, whether she's hooking up, whether he's a back burner guy, which is a guy that if you two break up, she knows he wants her and she'll be kind of hanging out with him and having him do her favors or just do her until she finds her next boyfriend. They continue on. So I'm just wondering, whatever happened to trusting one's own gut? Is it unfashionable to do so? Politically incorrect? Fattening? There must be a reason that so many people have stopped doing it. A couple's mediator who works with couples trying to overcome infidelity and broken trust, I hear this kind of thing all the time. Quote, my husband is constantly texting a female coworker. He says they're just friends, but he guards his phone like it carries state secrets and leaves the room to text her. When I tell him it bothers me, he says I'm controlling and accuses me of not wanting him to have any friends. Now he's locked his phone and won't give me the password. He says I'm paranoid and it's my problem. Now again, they use this as a husband, but we know this can be a wife, it can be a girlfriend. It happened to me and some girlfriends where, it's kind of picking up, texting a little bit, and then it goes face down. And I've heard people say, well, it's because, I don't want it distracting me. Okay, then you mute it and you put it in a purse or a pocket or something else. But the fact that they checked it and then put it down, it is distracting you. And now what's distracting me is the fact that you put it down because maybe they have notifications coming on and you don't want it. There, something that I've said before, and a lot of you gave me a hard time about this, but if you're in a healthy relationship, if you just said, hey, let me use your phone real quick, they should be able to punch in a password and hand it to you. That's the kind of level of trust you should have. Now, unfortunately, when people get really good at cheating, they delete all the messages. I've seen memes where women are naming dudes in their phone as Pizza Hut. And where the guy will text like, hey, we have a 50% off coupon Tuesday night for pizzas. And she's like, oh, he's not here. It's cool. And he's like, hey, what's up, babe? Cheater's going to cheat. And if they're good at it and they want to do it, they're going to do it. But it's happening now, again, to such a point that a lot of guys are just saying, something, maybe I'm not good. I don't want to be in a relationship where I think this might happen. I don't want to have that spidey sense turned on all the time because it's extremely stressful. I am much less stressed being a single man than I am thinking that I'm with somebody that I care about, but they may be stepping out on me. So they continue on with another one. Or this, quote, my wife has struck up a friendship with a man from her gym. They're constantly texting back and forth, sending workout pictures of themselves. She says I'm insecure and they're just friends, but yet she instantly deletes her text message history after they've texted. If I ask to read their text, she says that I don't respect her privacy. Both of those answers to me are relationship is over. That's it. As a matter of fact, were I to get into a relationship with a woman, and it was going to be a serious, now flings are flings, I get that, but if you were going to be in a serious relationship, my expectations would be, hey, you need to let all your guy friends know that I'm in your life, and you need to separate them and say, if I'm going to spend time with a guy, it's going to be my man. And a lot of women say, oh, no, what if we're good? Look, there are friends that you just need to set aside. And it boils down to how bad do you want a good boyfriend? How bad do you want a dedicated man? How bad do you want a strong man that will not put up with any other men sniffing around his woman? Because that's what other guys do. And if you say, well, my friends are too important, no problem. I do not have a problem with that at all. I'm just not going to be the guy that would date you. And I'm recommending to men to also not be that guy. If they're not willing to let go of friends for you, that means, or at least, for the time being saying, hey, I've got somebody else in my life. And if things go well, I'm going to have a different friend circle. And maybe you say this is too much to ask, but with all the cheating, 50% of all relationships, somebody cheats. 50% of marriages end in divorce. You can't have any question about it. If you want to develop trust, that's the way it goes. Now, a lot of people say, hey man, I don't think that's fair of you to say. That's fine. Maybe that's a good reason why I'm single, because I won't put up with that. If you're going to be dedicated to me, you're dedicated to me, and that's all there is to it. And there's a difference if they're old friends. If it's somebody, hey, I've got a friend that I've known since we were like 6 years old. It's a family friend. I've known her forever. I've known her when she was married. She knew me when I was married. We haven't seen each other physically, face to face, in probably 8 years. And when we text, it's like, hey, how's work? How's your family? How's this? How's that? But the difference is I don't see them. See, you meet somebody at the gym, or you meet someone from office or whoever, like a female coworker is the example they use here, or someone from from the gym. These are people that are in their lives now, physically, emotionally. That's a huge problem. They continue on, look, I strive to be unbiased, but there comes a point when behavior becomes conspicuously shady, and the dialogues above would seem to fit onto that shelf. Yet you might be surprised how many people don't or won't trust their gut and accept the strong possibility that their spouse and their texting buddy are more than just friends, or maybe it isn't really about trusting one's gut. Maybe it's just about living in denial. The truth is, many opposite-sex friendships are sustained because of a simmering attraction between two people. Or maybe it's about falling for all the manipulations and insults that a committed person will use so they can continue to indulge in the, quote, friendship they know is inappropriate and disrespectful to their primary relationship. And again, that goes back to me saying, a woman saying, you're insecure. That's unfair of you to ask for me to give up my friends. He's just a brother. He's I don't think of him like that. Those are all ways of, and in some cases, maybe it's truthful. But again, this is what manipulators and liars say to you, so you let their bad behavior continue on. It's up to you if you decide whether you're going to be okay with that or not. Now, if I'm dating a girl that's here in the United States, but she's from, Japan, and she's talking with people, but she lives here and the person she's talking to is in Japan, hey, okay, the odds of them flirting back and forth are probably pretty low, and the fact that they're not going to see each other is probably pretty low. Although if she flies home, she may have kept a guy on the back burner there. That's one thing to be aware of. Oh, while I think of talk about other countries, I want to send some love out to a couple of people that I know in the Ukraine. Right now, literally by land and sea, their borders are surrounded by Russia. I do not know how things are going to turn out over there. I tried to message my one friend in the Ukraine, and WhatsApp had some problems, and they messaged me, and I didn't get a ton of their messages. And so I hope they're okay. I've emailed them. I haven't heard anything back. But if you are in the Ukraine, my love goes out to you guys. I hope everything is okay. And good luck to you, man, because God knows our president's probably not going to do anything to help you. But I did want to mention that to all my Ukrainian friends. Okay, so continuing on. The truth is, many opposite-sex friendships are sustained because of simmering attraction. They've said that 5 times now. If circumstances were different, they could easily be bedroom partners, and they know it. This underlying current of attraction makes talking, texting, and spending time together just friends all the more exciting. It has a spicy edge to it. Maybe that was their lead line. That's twice they've said that. Of course, it's only a matter of time until a person's spouse begins to notice this increasingly intimate friendship and get worried. They may ask, who are you texting? Why are you texting so-and-so all the time? Or they say, it bothers me. And that's when it starts. The defensiveness, downplaying, deflections, the insults and indignation. Too often, a committed person who knows that an extramarital friendship is inappropriate will deny, that is, instead respecting their partner's feelings and addressing their concerns. Instead of quickly and clearly putting their primary relationship first, they'll do everything they can to ensure their friendship continues. When I get to this Instagram post, it's about a woman talking about how to keep a friend of or a roster of friends and guys in their lives, and how to make sure the guys don't find out about each other, and how to use each guy. And what's key is, she says, and make sure you're not attracted to any of the guys, so that if those guys go away, then you're not really missing out on anything. See, that's the same thing that men used to talk about with spinning plates. Date multiple women. And if you have enough women you're dating, you don't fall for one of them too deeply. And that way, if you lose that one, you've still got others that you're dating. It's a way to be kind of callous. And in the past, men would do it because they're like, hey, I get bedroom fun. I don't get too emotionally attached, and that's what I want. But the thing is, women actually want this today, or many women are doing this today. And so they've kind of said, hey, we're adopting the man's rule of doing this. I no longer consider me having a low body count as a virtue. To me, it doesn't matter anymore. So, hey, I'm just going to be like the guys and be with whoever I want. Again, I don't hate the players. I hate the game. But the truth of it is, this is something that you need to be aware of, that if you are with these women, they're manipulative, they'll lie about it, and they genuinely don't care about you. And in the meantime, they're just kind of using you. So they go down a little bit further, and I'm not going to dive into this much more because you kind of get the point of it. But this is from the Medical Daily, and it says platonic love or lust, the science behind men and women just being friends. So the other one was kind of an opinion piece from a counselor. This they say they have some differing information on it. They say we've all seen the classic TV movie trope play out on the screen. Guy meets girl, guy and girl become best friends, guy develops secret crush on girl gets boyfriend, guy becomes jealous and confesses his feelings, and finally girl realizes that she's been in love with the guy all along. This prototypical romance is the hallmarks of shows like Dawson's Creek and Friends, movies such as A Lot Like Love and Win a Date and with Tad Hamilton. Hollywood has shamelessly exploited the idea of a guy-girl friendships evolving into romantic interests, priming us to believe this is how all opposite dynamics works. But can a guy-girl friendship work platonically, or is this the old adage, friends make the best lovers, true? They say the cross-gender friendship. Males and females have been living, working, playing side by side since a young age, making it inevitable that they interact with each other. At school, we start to form our own gender groups, where we take an interest in those who act like we do. It's during puberty that boys and girls start to see each other as potential dating partners, circa awkward 6th grade school dances, because they don't really know one another as friends. However, when placed in these social contexts, men and women learn to understand and communicate with each other. When we begin to look at friends of the opposite gender, cross-sex friendships, we are seeking chemistry, or that special click we have with somebody that causes us to want to spend time or more time with him or her. We like how this person makes us feel when we hang out with them, and soon this individual becomes synonymous with fun. When looking for friends of any gender, we tend to gravitate towards others with similar characteristics and interests of our own. Commonality and chemistry between individuals is important with developing friendships, Dr. Aiko Tabori, a clinical psychologist in Los Angeles, California, told Medical Daily. Now, yes, I have had women that I have been friends with, and we do get along, and there is not that potential for something to happen like that. But it does happen. And the problem is the percentages. And if someone's hanging around with somebody, they get very familiar with them and they get comfortable with them. And if they get comfortable with them, then sometimes things can happen. And this has been known to happen between friends. They continue on. Similarly, these qualities we look for in a significant other. So can men and women really be friends? Friends, lovers, or nothing. A friendship, attraction, or connection devoid of lust is a bona fide bond. The science suggests it does exist. A study published by the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships found bonds between men and women are changing, with both men and women in cross-sex friendships more often seeing each other as friends or confidants rather than romantic interests. Participants who reported no physical or sexual attraction to their friend were in significantly longer friendships compared to those who felt an attraction. These findings suggest types of bonds other than romantic connections can occur in friendships between male and female. But you notice something here that's important that they mention. Participants who reported no attraction, their friendships to their friends were in significantly longer friendships. So if somebody says, hey, it's a lifelong friend, this is a friend from school, this is a friend, and we've never dated, I've never seen them like that, they do have the potential of being friends much more than Gary, the guy that she just met down at the gym, and they have so much in common and they've decided to become friends. Or, Becky, the coworker that they were referencing in the other article, Becky, who all of a sudden they're sending texts back and forth, and the minute that you ask them about it, that you ask your partner about it, they become all weird. April Masari, a relationship expert and author, disagrees and believes that at some point in opposite sex friendship, one person usually develops romantic feelings for the other. And this was related to the other article that I did about this, that over time, one person or the other, there's an imbalance. One of them usually will feel something at some point during the relationship. This idea that men and women can be friends is fraught with obstacles, she told Medical Daily. She added, they can't be friends, and if they think they are, the clock is ticking. Eventually, one person will have a crush on the other. Attraction can add fun or excitement to a friendship, but like Massini suggests, it becomes an obstacle. Physical and sexual attraction is seen even in men and women who are platonic friends. A 2012 study found that the majority of opposite-sex friendships, there's at least a low level of attraction. Men reported more attraction and stronger desire to date their female friends than women did their male friends. These men were also more likely to overestimate how attracted their platonic female friends were to them, while women underestimated how attractive they were to their male friends. The researchers noted that the more attractive a person was to their platonic friend, the less satisfied they were with their current romantic relationship. So, one thing that's interesting, and I think that's kind of key here, is yes, men oftentimes think that they are more desired by the woman than they actually are. And you might think, hey, this is a good thing. That means that my girlfriend that does have a male friend, that maybe she's not really, into him. However, that guy might be into her. And guess what that guy's going to do? He's going to sabotage you. He's going to start talking about anytime you do something wrong, and female friends do this too a lot of times. Anytime you do something wrong, anytime you're in an argument, anytime things don't go her way, this male friend's going to take her side. And he's going to be whispering in her ear about what an awful toxic man you are, how bad you are for her, that she could do so much better. And if she's comfortable with him and she has trust in him, she thinks he's going to be doing it as a friend and giving her the best advice for her that there is. The truth is, he's just pouring poison in the Kool-Aid, and she's going to listen to it. And before you know it, she may say, you know what? He's right. My friend is right. You're bad for me as my boyfriend. You're a bad boyfriend. Now, the truth is you may not be, and she may not have ever seen you this way without this. Now, what happens if a female has multiple friends, guy friends? We call these guys orbiters. They're like satellites. They just hover around the planet, which is her. They just kind of spin around in her world, waiting for the opportunity to jump in and get a relationship with her. Now, they may not make it overt. She may not know it, but that's what a lot of these guys will do. And again, every one of them may be lacing your relationship with negativity, saying that you're the bad guy, you're a wrong guy, that may change her mind. They're hoping it's so they can get a shot. But even if that shot never occurs because she doesn't find them attractive, it's still poisoning your relationship. They continue on. Evolutionary speaking, the researchers believe our hardwired mating instincts have an effect on whether we can truly be friends with anyone of the opposite sex. Men tend to report more attraction to their female friends than women to males because men face the risk of being shut out genetically if they don't take advantage of various reproductive opportunities. So the argument is that men have evolved to be far more opportunistic when it comes to the bedroom, says Belsk Rector in the paper. The attraction men and women develop in cross-sex relationships may also be due to the repeated exposure effect. And this is what I was talking about earlier. In psychology, this is when a person is exposed to another person repeatedly and they begin to let their guard down over time. Their inhibitions begin to disappear and they will start to like the person, according to the psychologist Dr. Carmen Harma and the life coach Alexandra Hara. This is perfectly normal and happens to all of us, they told Medical Daily. I forgot my glasses. That's why I'm kind of reading rough tonight. So what happens when the attraction exists in a friendship? Now, let me pause this here for a second. Here's the thing. They're talking an awful lot about relationships and dating, and would they date each other, and would friends date each other, and what about friends having romance? But as we've talked about, women are now thinking like men. Men aren't always thinking about relationships and finding love and finding a great partner. A lot of times guys are just looking to, hey, you know what? This is somebody I could sleep with and we could still be friends, but maybe we can hook up a little bit because I think they're hot. Well, if women are starting to think like this as well, and women are saying, hey, you know something? Maybe we can hook up. Maybe we can sleep together. It'd just be something casual fun. My boyfriend and I are fighting a lot, or he's busy at work and I'm not getting all my bedroom needs met, but maybe this guy, my friend over here, can start doing that for me. I'm going to add him to my roster. And again, they may never end up dating, but cheating is cheating, whether it's just physical or emotional. They say defining the friendship. When we develop a sexual attraction to someone we're involved with socially or with whom we are in frequent close proximity, we are left to decide whether or not to act on it. These levels of attraction do affect the guy-girl relationship's bond dynamic, like getting attention from a really hot coworker when we're already involved with someone else, according to Tabori. This is when we need to set limits and maintain appropriate boundaries, she said. This is also why when girls' night out and they're just going out for drinks at the club with their friends, a lot of times they'll say, no, I'm just going with Becky and Amy. We're going down to the club. We're going to go dancing. And you say, okay, I'm going to trust that. Yes, now they haven't lied to you. She's just going out with her friends, Becky and Amy, and all three of them are going to the club. What she may fail to mention to you is she's also talked to Jim down at let me try a different name. She's also talked to Aaron down at the gym, a guy she's been friends with for 2 months now, and he decided to come out and they're all going to have drinks and hang out together. Well, hey, you get a couple of drinks in her, she lets her inhibitions down even more, and now she's got this cute guy from the gym that she knows has getting to know, and they have all these great conversations, and next thing you know, she's waking off and her panties are on the floor and she's waking up in his bed. A 2000 study published in the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships showed out of more than 300 college students surveyed, 67% reported having, let me try this again because English is my second language. Out of 300 college students surveyed, 67% reported having had sex with a friend. 67% is 2 out of 3 of them slept with a friend. This is exactly what I'm talking about. They're not friends if they're well, they can be friends if they're sleeping together, friends with benefits. But when you're in a relationship and then you also have friends with benefits on the side, that is called cheating. And that can be very emotionally damaging to the person that is not and that is trying to maintain a good relationship, thinking they're the only partner. They said, however, 56% of these cross-sex friendship pairs chose not to take the friendship to romantic level after the encounter. This suggests these pairs valued their friendship over sex. No, I disagree. 56% did not take it to a romantic relationship after the bedroom relationship. What does that mean? It means out of 67% that slept with somebody else, 56% of them did not pursue a relationship with that other person. Again, making that other person a friend and just a physical partner, friends with benefits. So when women say he's just a friend, now do you have to get to the point where you go, is he just a friend, or is he a friend that you've slept with? Like my acquaintance that I was talking about. Oh, he's just a friend. Tommy? Yeah. Weren't you dating? Yeah. Are you still sleeping together? Well, yeah, but we're friends. They don't see it this way. And I'm not saying that younger guys don't. Maybe younger guys see it this way too. But how do you have a relationship when 67% reported having slept with a friend of theirs? That's 2 out of 3. Now again, 2 out of 3 slept with a friend, 50% are cheating, 50% divorce. Again, the stats are against you, at least for long-term relationships. The success of these friendships is contingent on how well both people communicate and respect one another. Healthy guy-girl friendships need to have barriers that girl-girl, guy-guy friendships do not cross. This barrier is recognized by the comfort zone that neither friend in the relationship is allowed to violate. Generally, I think normalizing these feelings of attraction is an appropriate response. It's okay to find someone attractive. We are, after all, human. The important thing is to have healthy boundaries. Right. But here's the thing. They don't have healthy boundaries. And we see this time after time. And again, with infidelity statistics. They say here, so why can't we be friends? The verdict. So does Billy Crystal's Harry Burns believe men and women can't be friends when Harry met Sally hold any truth. That's the movie When Harry Met Sally. Just so you younger people that don't know. They say yes and no. There will be men who will struggle to be platonic with their female friends, friends who used to be lovers and lovers who used to be friends. Then there are those who wouldn't think of having sex with their friends and those who do. Men and women can form great friendships, but like Burns said, the sex part always gets in the way when both partners are physically and sexually attracted to each other. It's better to look at it this way. Attraction is simply an attraction, or the physical attraction is simply an attraction. It does not needs to be acted upon. No, it doesn't mean it needs to be acted upon, but it usually is. And that's the problem, is because people hey, it's my world and I'm just living in it and this is my truth and I get to do whatever I want and stop shaming me and I get to live my best life. So that means people are selfish and they're going to take what they want. And what if they want in the moment to be with that other person? They don't care about you as a boyfriend or a girlfriend or whoever else. They're just going to take it. They continue on. Let's see. It does not mean that it needs to be acted upon. Weighing the consequences of acting upon sexual attraction may not be worth the weirdness in the relationship that often follows. The idea of falling in love with your longtime best friend is the basis of romance novels, rom-coms, and even fairy tales. They ignite the possibility this can happen to us, but our life is not scripted storyline. A best friend is of the opposite sex, really could be just a best friend and nothing more. But that's not it. See, they're missing the point here. They're talking about relationships. But when it comes to cheating and a partner stepping out and you being burned in this altercation, 67% of friendships, or at least college, admitted they do this. Now, maybe it happens less and less as you age, but maybe it doesn't. Is this a risk that you're willing to take? If you say, hey, I have a girlfriend where we've been in a relationship and it's a long-term relationship, there is that possibility if they have this guy friend or guy friends. And if they say, I have a lot of guy friends, the risks go up. Let me play this Instagram. This is from one of my users here. And let me scroll it down here and pause it and rewind it and turn on the volume. Now, one girl here is kind of hard to hear. I think I've got the volume set up to where you can hear it. So one girl here is, and I'll do this in post editing if I need to ramp up or fix the volume of this. But basically, they have subtitles below here. So if you're having trouble listening, pull out your phone or pause for a second and actually watch the video here. But I'll just play this all the way through so you can see it. Okay, let me start that over again because my dumb ass forgot to unmute it.
How to build a roster of guys? I'm fucking clueless. Paige, take it away.
This is roster 101. Okay, look, you can't just build a roster.
You don't just build Mount Rushmore in a day.
Rome was not built in a day. Your roster is something that you take care of.
Yes.
You water it.
Yeah.
Okay, you have to really dive into it. I had a healthy roster, a really healthy roster.
Yeah.
And
you burned some bridges?
I burnt like a few bridges. All of them, every single one of them, there was not one of them that I wanted to be their girlfriend. And that's very important.
Okay, let me pause it here for a second. Okay, so she says, building a roster of men, and you have to cultivate it, and you have to work it. Now, guys again talk about spinning plates. So I'm not saying that these women are not doing something that men aren't. But what I want you to know, men, is that they're playing the same games that you guys that are out there dating multiple women, so you don't get involved. And if you lose one of them or one of them goes away, you're not brokenhearted because you're dating 3 or 4 or 5 women at once. I'm not hating on that. Just understand that women are playing the same game, or some women are playing the same game. Now, here's the thing. If you're not one of these guys that wants to date multiple women and you want to date just one girl, you might have accidentally picked her as your one girl and she's just playing you, and you're the honest person that's just trying to find a regular relationship. Now, the other thing you'll notice is she said it's very important not to care about any of them. Same thing that the pickup guys say about dating multiple women. You don't want to have one-itis. You don't want to fall for just one. Date lots of them. And that way, if one of them hurts you or goes away or she behaves badly and you drop her out of the rotation, you've still got these other girls. And when your rotation gets a little low, you can bring more in. Okay, that's part of the pickup game. I get it. I'm not even going to be harsh. It's not my way of things. It's not how I would do things. You do you, as I always say. However, just know your own game is being used against you, gentlemen. And so that if you get in a relationship with one of these girls and you get burned, you're going to be the one that's emotionally hurt, and the women are not. Let me continue this on.
Yes.
So you can have a roster of however many you want, and it's super easy because you don't want to date any of them.
You nailed something. Your roster is not for guys you want to date.
No.
Like, my thing is, I personally, it's hard for me to be charming and funny with more than 2 people a day. So, like, I can't handle a big roster unless I have no one, and then you're just going into your old mix. Like, I know in college I had a good roster because it takes time to accumulate. And then I moved from Wisconsin to New York, and I was like, I have no roster. So it takes time. But the people in your roster are not people you really love and care about. But once you start talking to someone, you have to invest your time and protect it, because then you're drunk one night and you call him Craig accidentally. What is the rules in letting guys know about your roster?
This is a great question.
Yeah.
Okay, this is like a very real moment. I have always been the girl, deny till I die. Deny it till I fuck.
Because guys know you're lying.
Yeah, for sure. But like, unless you have a picture of me, wasn't me. I don't know who she was. And people are like, we saw you. You were out to dinner with them. I'm like, I don't know.
And this is gaslighting 101. Deny till you die. And so many of you are like, man, she started crying. She was really upset. She got angry with me. And I know, as a guy that's been in relationships, when a woman starts crying and they get so angry with you and they're so upset that you can't believe that you would say this about me, and deny it till they die. And it's a form of gaslighting. And then as a man, especially if it's a woman that you do care about, man, you start feeling bad. You're like, man, did I make a mistake? Like, maybe it wasn't her. You start second guessing yourself, and it all gets in your head. She literally said, deny till I die, man. I'm never going to fess up to it unless you have a photo. It wasn't me. The other thing that's interesting here is she said, at least in this case, is these are guys that she wouldn't even want to date. Well, then why would they keep a roster of guys around? Simple. Because if they keep a roster of guys around, the guys are thinking they're friends. The guys are thinking maybe they have a shot at one of these girls. Maybe that if they're nice enough or kind enough or do nice things for them, maybe they get a chance at dating these girls. And in the meantime, the girls don't care. All you are is you're a benefit to them. Maybe you take them out to lunch. Maybe you're someone to text with when they're bored or send memes back and forth with. Maybe you're somebody that, usually at least, it comes down to finances. Maybe you'll help her move. Maybe you'll help her paint her living room. Maybe you help her with all these things, thinking it's going to get you an in to be her friend. And really, it's not to be a friend. The thing is, the guy secretly wants to date her, and she knows this. And so she takes advantage of the situation and uses him. This is another reason why I say men and women shouldn't be friends. Again, unless it goes back a long way. But if it's a new acquaintance and you're wanting to date somebody or you're wanting to get in good on her graces, the best way to go up to it and say, hey, you know what? I think you're pretty attractive. I think you're a pretty cool person. I'd love to date you. And if a woman says, no, I'm not dating somebody right now, or I have a boyfriend, or most importantly, no, but let's just be friends, that's where you say, no, I have plenty of friends already. I'm not interested in being friends with you. Now, you're not being a jerk. It's because, number one, you're attracted to her. You asked her out. And number two, you don't want to be the guy like these girls do that gets involved with these girls to where you end up getting used for favors, for money, for dinners, for running her to the airport, all the whole time thinking that maybe she secretly likes you, but it's just not the right time, or I've still got the boyfriend, or maybe in a couple of months when college is over, they're going to string you along. And these girls are admitting it.
This is incredible advice, because if you try to make a dude jealous and be like, oh, Steve's texting me, he's gonna hate it
turned off
and be so turned off.
Yeah.
But if he thinks that they can smell other men on you.
Yeah,
like, not literally, not like you shower, but like they can smell other dudes who want you. Like, literally get a text and be like, who's that? And be like, oh, it's so annoying, nothing.
Oh my.
Oh my God, someone's being so annoying.
It's just like one of my friends so annoying. And then flip your phone over.
Yep.
Be toxic. I don't.
So there it is. I mean, that's what they're saying right there in a nutshell. A nutshell. That's what they're saying. It's like, oh God, I wish this person would stop texting me. Click. Let me just blow him off. Dear baby, I can't wait to see you later. I've missed you so much. All right, yeah, he won't bother me anymore. They're playing you. And again, guys play this game, girls play this game. But again, when women are like, why can't I find a good guy? Why don't guys want to date anymore? Why are guys pulling out of the dating market? This is more. This is just, there's so many different, it's the straw that broke the camel's back. The problem is all the straws break the camel's back. There's so many things today that guys just go, I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to mistrust her. Women are manipulative, and yes, guys are too. Which is why now I think no one wants to get emotionally involved, or at least it seems so many people don't want to get emotionally involved, and they just want to sleep around with each other and have a good time, and we're all friends, and no one's emotionally attached anymore, but we just sleep together, and yay, it's fun. That's fine. I got no problems with that. The problem is that some people will manipulate the other person and not tell them the truth. If I went up to a woman and said, hey, you know what? You're super cute. I think we ought to hang out. Let's have a little bit of fun. If the woman says, you know what, I'm looking for a serious relationship, or I'm looking for a boyfriend, or I would like this to progress somewhere. If the guy were being honest and he said, oh, I'm just looking for casual, but hey, that's cool. Like, good luck to you. I hope it all turns out for you. Both people walk away. Both people are fine. The problem is both guys and women do this. They're narcissistic. They're shallow. They're selfish. And more young people are becoming a lot more like this, where they'll say, oh, me too. Yeah, like, actually, yeah, I'm looking for something that's long-term or serious, and that's really important to me. And what happens? Well, one of them's lying, and one of them's usually not. And then they get in a relationship, and before you know it, the guy's like, man, I really care about her. She's wonderful. She's awesome. She's a beautiful, incredible woman. And in the meantime, the woman's like, no, he's just a number. I'm just using him. And I told him that I was really like this. But in the meantime, I have my friend over here that I'm sleeping with, and I got this other guy I'm talking to, and he's in the roster. And then when you find out she cheated on you, or she hurt you, or she lied to you, or she went out with her friends and hooked up with some dude, and you're sitting there brokenhearted, and she's like, well, we were just friends, or I can't believe you're looking, investigating on me. Why are you so jealous? All of a sudden, then you're the one that's going crazy. Like, what is wrong with me? Like, how am I wrong to be jealous because she went out with some dude? Am I wrong to be jealous because she's got guy friends? What is, like, she cheated on me. She said she wouldn't. Then she did it again after I took her back. Now she's cheated on me again. Like, what do I do? There should never be a question of what do you do. You stomp that the first time it happens. But this is why you set up the ground rules. And here's the important thing. You maintain them. Now, if I'm casually dating a woman, she's like, I got guy friends. I'm like, I don't care, because I'm casually dating her. It might just be a little bit of fun. But if you're going to get into a relationship where you go, hey, I'm looking for something long-term, and she says, I am too, this is where you need to set the ground rules. This is what men are not doing today. Men are not having their own backbone, which is why I say, look, hey, if I'm going to date you, the guy friends in your life got to go away. They just have to go away. You can introduce me to them so I know who they are, and you can introduce me as the guy you're dating. That's great, and that would definitely make me feel better. Still can't hang out with them. I still don't want you texting them, and you got to end it. You got to say, hey, I got a guy in my life right now. And if they're not, and for a serious relationship or a marriage or long-term anything, if they say, I'm not going to do that, then what they're doing is they're saying, I value that friendship more than you. And again, nothing wrong with that. But if that's their value system, then you say, okay, then you go be friends with him. I'm not going to date you anymore. And you just got to set the ground rules. And some people may say, oh, you're being insecure. No, you just got to follow the statistics. You got to follow the numbers of this stuff. Statistically, if 67% of the 300 college people surveyed, if 67% of them said, yes, I have slept with a friend, that is a majority. That is 2 out of 3. That is a majority. So it's not wrong to think, hey, the majority of people will sleep with a friend. Now, it doesn't say that they're in a relationship or not. Maybe that changes, or maybe it doesn't. But are you willing to risk your happiness in a variable like that? That's up to you. For me, I'd say if I'm going to be into a serious relationship, or at least me being, if you want me to emotionally invest in you, then you better invest in me by making sure that my needs are met. And my needs are, hey, no guy friends, no hanging out with these other friends, no meeting up with them, no girls' night out at the clubs, because we know what happens when they have a couple of too many, and there's the cute guy over here. And again, you might be one of those women that say, but I'm not like that. Okay, well, if you're not like that, then you need to put your guy's mind at ease by not saying you're going to go do these things. Keep girlfriends, keep female friends. Because if I'm a guy and I said to my girlfriend, hey, I'm going out with a couple of female friends of mine, we're going to go clubbing. Women might say, why are you going out with women friends? But deep down, she knows that men usually don't have as many options, because a guy can walk into a club and go, hello, ladies, I am available. Who would like to sleep with me tonight? And women are going to look at him and go, who are you, you weird creep? A woman can walk in a little push-up this and a little short skirt and all the rest of it and say, hi, who would like to come home? And before the sentence is out of her mouth, some guy's tapping her on the shoulder, and there's a line of guys that would just take her home to sleep with her. That's the difference. So if a guy said, hey, I'm going out with a couple of my female friends, if she said that's wrong and that's not fair and I do not accept that, I agree. And that's with him having much of a less chance of going to get some than she has. So how is it unfair for a guy to say, no, you can't be hanging around with your guy friends? Because I know men, and I know what men think. And even if the girl wasn't going to cheat on you, her male friends that odds are attracted to her are going to put a poison pill in the drink so that, and I mean that not literally, I mean that metaphorically, so that anytime there's an argument, she wants to talk to someone and she's texting him, or anytime anything like that happens, he's just going to be trashing your relationship. And you're, as the guy, you're always going to be the one at fault, because he wants to put her on a pedestal and make her feel special. And he's going to say, you did nothing wrong, sweetie. You're great. You're awesome. No, it's not you. It's him. He's toxic. He's bad for you. You're always going to have this working against you. So, as I've said before, if you're men and women and you're friends and you're just friends, no problems with that. You want to be friends with benefits? No problems with that. But if you want to be in a relationship where there's going to be any exclusivity, monogamy, or you want to get your heart involved, your feelings involved, you better have some ground rules. You better make sure they adhere to them. And if they're not okay with them, no problem, but it's not the right person for you to date. All right, let's move on to the dating profile of the day. All right, I have to zoom this up a little bit because I don't have my contacts in. And I had to reinstall, my computer kept crashing and freezing and locking up, and I couldn't fix it through restorations and all this. So I had to reinstall Windows, which is why I've been gone for the last couple days, because I had to reinstall Windows and download everything and get everything set up back up and all the software I use and everything on the computer. I don't have my Photoshop installed yet. That's why this doesn't look all pretty. But anyway, we have kind of I couldn't blur her face, but she's got makeup on, she's got a sleeve tattoo, and she's a little bit of a bigger girl, and she's 40 years old. She says, men, not boys. Okay, she's 40 years old, so I agree with that. If you're a 40-year-old woman, maybe don't sleep with boys or date boys. Beards only. Okay, so there's a physical requirement already. Respectful men. Now, this is all in cap lock, by the way. This is all in capitals, so it feels like she's yelling. Let's see. Respectful men. No cheapskates. Oh, there it is, the money. Always the money. She wants you to be able to spend some money on her. She says, someone who can carry conversation. Again, in all caps, with exclamation marks after each one of these sentences. No shorts, guys. So either no shorts, guys, which means she doesn't want to see you in shorts, or no short guys, which is, I think, what she really meant to say. Looking forward to chatting. And her anthem, ladies and gentlemen, WAP, featuring Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B. That wet AP. That is her theme song. Sounds like a winner. So there you go, guys. Again, it's here's everything you need to bring. Here's everything you need to be. Here's all my requirements. Nothing about who they are. Nothing. Apparently, they don't. You're just supposed to appreciate her for her low-cut top and her wet AP. Guys, if you'd like to support my work, links are below as always. If you have, thank you very much. Best way you can support me is like, comment, share, subscribe, and check out my other videos. And join me over on betterbachelor.locals.com. Got a community of like 17,000 people over there having a great time. Join me over there, and I would appreciate the support. Guys, I'll leave it there. This is Better Bachelor. I'm Joker. Remember, it's okay to have friends of the opposite sex. It's okay. It's okay to have friends with benefits. I have no problems with that. However, if you're going to be in a relationship with somebody where emotions and feelings start getting shared and you expect things to be monogamous, can't have other guys sniffing around, having other guys involved with her life, because at worst, she cheats on you with them. At best, they're going to make you the bad guy in every argument, every situation, and it's going to be her and every male friend she has against you when it comes to trying to keep peace in the relationship. And that's just not going to work.